Dear Mom and Dad, I guess you know by now that you can't turn on the radio these days without getting the type of music that's known as rock and roll. Man, it's the coolest. That means great. I'd like to tell you a few things about it. It's the big beat, and there's hardly a teenager who doesn't respond to it with wails, hand clapping, screeches, foot stomping, and African tribal dances in theater aisles. Oh, I know you're frightened by it all, but it's mostly because you can't understand it. As an example, Grandma and Grandpa used to knock themselves out on the dance floor in the 20s, much the same as the teenagers do now, except that they called it Charleston and Black Bottom. And the two of you did the same to the music of Benny Goodman. You called it swinging or jitterbugging. Well, today it's called rock and roll, and it sure tickles your fine spine. Well, that's jazz talk for great music sounds. When teenagers get to a gig, a one-night social dance, they really have themselves a ball. I guess you know what that is. Rock and roll is a young person's music, and other types of music just don't move them. For instance, how can you stand still when you hear a tenor man cutting loose something like this? Man, isn't he the most, boss? Well, that's a musician who's the greatest. Now, take a listen to this cat on the hot tin strings. Real cool, huh? Well, that really means hot, you know. Now, here's Mr. Fingers. He's playing triplets. You know, that's one of the sounds of rock and roll. Now that's real music, isn't it? However, when it comes to rock and roll music, I guess I should make an apology to you, Mom, for those headaches it gives you, for those worn-out carpets from dancing, for those head colds your teenager came back with after that last dance hop. And Pop, I'd like to apologize to you for those too soon worn-out shoes, that extra allowance for the latest rock and roll records, and those extra large electric bills from playing them. So, what do you say, Mom and Dad? You can't beat the big beat. You can't fight it. It's here to stay, so how about it? Join it! This little narrative is all about girls and music. By the time the little pink bundle of Wriggle and Coo is but a few months old, music is already beginning to play an important part in her life. She's rocked and rolled in her baby buggy and has no way of stemming the flow of several hundred choruses daily of this. Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop, and thus begins baby's musical education, and with it, a basic pattern of rhythmic torso contortions which will burst into action at many a party and record dance to come. Growing up in a modern home where the radio is always playing, a little girl spends her entire day doing things to music. Things like scribbling on bedroom walls, letting bathtubs overflow, pouring sugar in the kitchen drawers, eating carpet fuzz and occasionally food, and generally irritating her mother to music. But at the age of 5, her formal musical training begins. Sitting among play blocks, jars of white paste, and red-haired, freckle-faced boys, her kindergarten teacher will introduce her to such world-renowned classics as this. Bob, Bob, black sheep, have you any wool? And, among others, the great American ballad, Jack and Jill Went Up the Hill. Oh, well. Encouraged by these musical tidbits at home and in school, most girls at the age of 10 or so have learned to dig music the most. That is, until they are trapped into practicing scales on the piano, dancing ballet to the classics, and singing soprano in the glee club. Wow! What they really want at that age is something like this. Oh man, that's real music. Now, next to her mother, her father, and her allowance, A teenage girl really loves her rock and roll music best of all. The big beat sends her out of this world, brings her back again, makes her feel dreamy, makes her parties have more oomph, and gives her mother one heck of a headache. Her social life, rudely interrupted by such trivial things as school, homework, eating, and sleeping, is based on keeping up with the latest dance steps from the world of rock and roll. And it's almost a foregone conclusion among teachers and modern parents that a teenager will learn bop before biology and the stroll before stenography. And what does it all mean? It simply means that the girls of today are having one big, wonderful time, and in their own mysterious way are preparing themselves for the one refrain of music every girl wants to hear, the one that goes like this.